Okay, great. Welcome everybody to this webinar that you joined in to hear more about the Master in Management of Artificial Intelligence from ESSCA School of Management. My name is Luc Mulling, and before we go over to the presenters, I'd like to briefly explain to you some interactive options that we have. First of all, you can indeed tell where you're logging in from. In the chat, I already see some people doing that, so great. And welcome everybody. If you have any questions, please write those in the panel called questions next to it. And that way we will make sure we don't miss out on them, and we will be answering the questions at the end. Also, I'll be opening up a couple of polling questions. So actually already opened one up to know a bit about what is important to you in terms of a university program. So thank you for your feedback, and I will be opening up a couple more later. And last but not least, we have a little fun button, so to say as well, to make it even more interactive. So at the bottom of the screen, you see a button called React. If you click on that, you can give your reaction of choice. Exactly. Maybe if you hear something you like. Yes, and that just make it more interactive for the presenters. And without further ado, let's go over to the presenters. We will go over to Jan Truong. He will introduce himself and the program. And yeah, take it away, Jan.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Jan Truong. I'm a professor of management, digital management at the ESSCA School of Management. And I'm based in Lyon, but we have campuses in Paris, in Angers, in Bordeaux, in Strasbourg, Aix-en-Provence, and also abroad in Budapest, Malaga, Luxembourg, and also Shanghai. So welcome to this presentation, and in this presentation I'm going to introduce you to a Master of the Science program that we have in management of AI, management of artificial intelligence. And so I'm going to start with the context of why we created this program, why we think that this is really important right now in this new world. And I will also introduce some of the courses, and also some of the career opportunities that you may be able to achieve with this program. So let me start with the first slide. So why do we call these new programs for a new world? Well, I suppose that you are fully aware of the geopolitical situation right now that we are facing. So we have conflicts in the world. We also have major disruptions happening at the moment. And so we have two main ones, and another one which is more specifically related to management. But if you look at the major disruptions that we have been having in the post-COVID world, is that there's a technology disruption with AI becoming a general purpose technology, a very powerful technology with a lot of leverages for productivity gains, for helping managers automate some of the most tedious tasks that they have, so that they can focus more on added value tasks. We also have a social disruption in sustainability. So in order to prepare the future generations to live on a better planet, right now we are trying to adapt business practices in sustainability. So trying to be more sustainable, use more renewable energies, resources, and also lower the impact of our activities on the planet in general. We also have a third disruption, which is also a very important one, but more specific to the field of management. So we have seen the emergence of new models of management, such as remote working, changing employee motivations. So some of the surveys right now show that people, I mean, the new generations tend to have a different relationship with work. So that impacts the relationship that they have with their organization, with recruiters, sorry, with managers. So we have to take this into consideration also, so that we can manage these, let's say, new generation of workers. The management roles also have changed a lot, and that might be linked to the emergence of AI. So with the emergence of AI and ChatGPT, knowledge tend to be a little bit more distributed, meaning that the managers, with the traditional role of the manager being the person who knows more than us and who train us, has changed a little bit, since now knowledge is more accessible to all employees. So you can basically learn Python, for example, with ChatGPT. You can ask a lot of questions to ChatGPT, and you can get a lot of answers from ChatGPT without going through your managers. And at some point, you might even be more specialized on a particular topic than your managers. So there's this unique directional relationship, from the manager to employee, tend to change a little bit now, and to become sort of bi-directional. So you can learn from the managers, but the managers can also learn from you. Okay, and that's a major disruption in management. So what are the consequences of all those major disruptions? Well, the consequences are multiple and they are major. So, for example, there's an increasingly higher level of uncertainties for businesses. If you look at the trade war on tariffs right now, between the U.S. and other parts of the world, many businesses are very reluctant to invest right now in improving their technologies, in setting up more factories, or investing in research and development and innovation in general, because of this high level of uncertainties. And the disruption that I just discussed above, they actually contribute to this much higher level of uncertainties. There's also an increased need in risk mitigation strategies. So, the former global paradigm, consisting in having factories in China, for example, in Asia in general, and keeping the patents in the US or in Europe. This has changed massively after the COVID. So right now we are trying, in Europe, for example, we're trying to repatriate some of the production facilities that we had in Asia, so basically all those strategies, they actually help us mitigate the risk. Okay, so every region of the world needs to mitigate the risk associated with all kinds of tensions that we see in the world right now. And the last major consequences is linked to continuous acquisition of new skills to navigate in a more complex world. So you need new skills to navigate into this world. You need skills that can help you work with uncertainties. With a very uncertain environment, you need new skills to manage risk, and you also need new skills in AI. So, for example, right now, in many of the positions across all functions, such as in HR, in marketing, or in logistics, you will soon face a sort of divide between the graduates who have knowledge in AI and those who do not have knowledge in AI. And obviously, if you do not have any knowledge in AI, independently of the position of the organization or the country, you will lag behind the others. Okay, simply because this technology is becoming an essential part of the environment, of the business environment. Okay, so that's why you really have to have a good, solid grasp of this technology in order to thrive in a very uncertain world. So let me introduce this specific program. It's called Master of Science in Management of AI at ESSCA School of Management. So the context of this program is that there's an exponential technical progress of deep learning recently. So I'm talking about the last 5 years, and the emergence of foundational models for training. So one of the most important foundational model right now, I guess you have guessed it, it's large language models. So with ChatGPT, for example, we have another startup in France called Mistral, and they're also massively well known for large language models. You have the one from Meta, you have the one from Google. So those are foundational models, and they have improved recently by a large bit. And those technology can actually help us improve employee productivity. For summarizing emails, building PowerPoints, building pictures like this one that we're seeing right now in the chat. There's also an increasing dominance of algorithms in societies and organizations. So in China, they have massively deployed facial recognition for monitoring people in the streets or in public spaces. In the UK, they're also using facial recognition for policing. So the policemen now in the UK, they have a camera on their chest and which can film people and identify criminals, for example. So those algorithms, they are about to govern many aspects of our societies and organizations. We also have a lot of productivity gains in AI, and those productivity gains have been materializing since the emergence of generative and substitutive AI. So if you look at the call centers, for example, in the world, so the call centers are basically hotlines that you can call if you have a customer service problem with a particular service or platform or product. And on many occasions now, when you contact the chat of those companies, you will be talking to an AI and not to a person. Okay, so there are real productivity gains that you can get from AI, and they are materializing right now. There have also been massive investments announcements by corporations. So, for example, PricewaterhouseCoopers announced last year that they would invest over $1 billion in automating financial processes in their organization. And we estimate that by 2025, so by this year, there will be about $200 billion of investments in AI. So basically, the bottom line is that right now, if you want to thrive in this new world, you have to be AI ready. Okay, so how can you be AI ready? Well, the first, let's say the most obvious way for you to be AI ready is to do a master's program in AI. Okay. And this is one way of doing this. Okay, one way of doing this is to do that. You can also sign up for micro credentials. So learning a little bit from machine learning, learning a little bit from data management, learning a little bit from all types of skills in AI. However, this will not give you an asset on your CV, because what really matters on your CV is the diplomas that you have, but those diplomas reflect the skills that you have. Okay, so diplomas will always be one of the main ways you can use to acquire those skills. So the assets in our program, so it's a brand new program. We created it in last year. So the first batch is with us right now. So they're finishing the academic year. Some of the program assets are focused on hybrid skills. So what we call hybrid skills is a combination of hard and soft skills, which are highly demanded by companies right now. So I think that for the last decade, the management schools have been focused a lot on soft skills. So people skills, management skills, and all those project management skills also. But right now, with AI, with the emergence and the rise of AI, companies demand more and more hard skills, okay, which are technical skills in general. The program is very focused on teamwork and continuous project evaluation. So we don't have a lot of table exams, so you don't sit down, write things down, and then you're going to be evaluated by professors. So what we like to do is to give teamwork to the students, so that they can work in teams and they build long-term projects, okay, over the course, okay, so that they can learn, submit their propositions or their proposals to the professor, who will give a feedback, and then we can improve the project as we go in the course. So this is our favorite methods, okay, of assessing students, is to give them continuous project work. We also have partnerships with companies such as large consulting firms, large corporations, but also startups. And those partnerships that we have allow us to place our students, okay, within those companies. So we organize, I think, at least 3 or 4 company visits a year, plus a study trip in which students meet with 5 to 10 companies. And usually, because those AI skills are in high demand right now in the world, not only in France, not only in Europe, but in the world, it's quite easy, okay, for those students to find an internships. And most of our current students, they actually find their internships before they graduate, okay, because the companies they try to grab our students, before they even leave our school. I mean, those kids are really in high demand right now, given the context. Okay. Maybe focus a little bit on Paris, which is one of the top digital ecosystems in the world. So Paris, only Paris alone has over 500,000 jobs in the digital area. Okay, in the digital area, so 500,000 direct jobs in the digital field. So certainly you can find, an internship or position here. Most of the positions tend to be in English also, because those are global companies. Even the startups are global now; they are born global. Huh? And we also have in Paris 4 world-class digital clusters and incubators. So surely you will be accessing a lot of career opportunities in Paris, which is one of the most powerful digital hubs in Europe. So if we look at the courses of the program, so we have a course on introduction to Python. But if you already know how to code with Python, you don't have to attend the course. Although you could still learn a lot more if you attend the course. So, but this is a course that we give to all the students, so that they know how to code in Python. Okay, because you need Python for the next course, which is called Data Science for Management. So in this course, you'll be trained in data science. Then we have a course on statistical and econometric models. So that's a course that's essential for machine learning, because machine learning is actually a bunch of statistical models. So you have to understand the foundations of the statistical models in order to learn machine learning. So we have a course on that. We also have a course on sustainability and global challenges. So this is a general course for all the students, so they can learn about the global challenges that we face right now, and especially the sustainability challenges, so that you help us build a better world for everyone. We have a course on technology innovation management, so that's going to train you on managing technologies and innovation processes also in organizations. Because as a manager today, independently of the organization and your job, most of the time you will be asked to innovate, okay, in your position. And you will be also manipulating a lot of technology. So this is really important for you to understand, to learn how to manage those two technologies and innovation. Okay, those two fields. We also have a course on knowledge management in AI. So AI is also about data management. Okay, and learning how to manage those data, and how to turn them into knowledge is absolutely critical in companies. We have a course on research method for thesis, because you have to complete the thesis to finish the program. You have a course here, which is called AI and machine learning, and this is a course that I teach. And in this course, I'm teaching students the basics of machine learning, the functioning of machine learning, and also the different technologies associated with AI. And we also train models in this course. So you will be training models on object recognition, on natural language processing, and also in building predictive models. We have a course on entrepreneurship. So it's a course in which you will be creating an entrepreneurial project in AI. So you will actually pitch it, write down the business plan, and so we're going to teach you how to write business plans. And you will need this skill even if you're not an entrepreneur, because when you try to set up a project in your company, most of the time you have to write a business plan. Okay, so we are teaching you how to do this and also how to sell the business, the project. We have a course on AI and digital transformation. So this course is entirely focused on digital transformation. So how AI can actually help an organization transform from a traditional organization to a digital organization. We have a very important course here called Law and Ethics in AI and Data Management. So we'll be teaching you the basics of ethics, the foundations of ethics and law, and how those laws and ethics vary across continents. Okay, so the law and ethics that you have in the US will be very different from the one they have in Europe, and very different from the one that you have in Asia, for example. Okay, so we have to you have to be fully aware of those differences if you want to work in AI around the world. Next one is data analytics and visualization. So it's a course on data analytics, but we give a big focus on the visualization part. So how so this course is basically it teaches you how to present the data insights, okay, that you build with the data to investors, to company managers, to professionals, to external audiences. Okay, how to build those visual, impactful data insights. And last but not least, we have a course on robotics and automation. So this course we do it in a partnership with a very large consulting company in France called Devo Team. So it's a company of 10,000 consultants around the world, and they have a business unit on robotics and automation. So in this case, you will learn how to use different AI or machine learning technological bricks in order to automate a particular task. So for those who are familiar with this field, there's a framework that's very well known that's called robotic process automation, RPA. So you will learn how to build RPAs using UiPath, for example. Okay, it's a platform that we use. So basically, if you look at those courses, some of them are technical, some of them are soft skills oriented. So in the end, what we're trying to achieve here is a combination of hybrid skills. Okay, we've been technical, hard skills, and soft skills. Okay, and this will help you differentiate yourself from other candidates when you apply for position. So as I said, you have company visits, you have hackathon also. Every year we organize a massive hackathon between our own students, who will challenge students from other partner universities in the world, mostly in Europe. And there's also a money prize for the winners. We have online challenges also for the students. We do a study trip every year. We have company forums in which companies come and they organize roundtables. They exchange with the students on the future of AI and also the future of work in general. And we also have a job fair, maybe 2 job fairs per year, in which companies come and recruit our own students, okay, every year. So the career opportunities. So AI is a fast-growing field. It is perhaps one of the fastest growing fields in the world. Okay, I think this with sustainability, you have 2 fields that are really fastly growing here. So our opinion is that if you graduate in the next few years with a degree in AI, you will be able to have improved career successes, okay, versus candidates who do not have those skills. Okay, so if I give you a few figures here, the estimates from the future work studies, so from EY, KPMG, McKinsey, and Deloitte, that say that labor shortage of AI skilled candidates will be very severe in the next 10 years. Okay, so the shortage will last for the next 10 years. Okay, so if you specialize now in AI, this is really a good time. Graduates with AI skills can command a wage premium of 40% after 3 years. So if you have AI skills on your CV 3 years after your first job, usually those candidates earn 40% more than graduates who do not have AI skills. Okay, so this is a really, really important figure here. It means that after 3 years only, you'll be earning a lot more than students than graduates who don't have AI skills. However, the flip side of the coin is that AI needs extensive training and highly specialized programs. Okay, so if you want to study in AI programs in Europe or in the world in general, you really have to make sure that those programs offer you hybrid skills, and on the technical part they offer you really really solid technical skills. Okay, so because you can find a lot of programs in the world that are called digital programs, digital management, and in those programs typically you have very light courses on machine learning, on data science, on data visualization. So you really have to make sure that the programs that you choose, they have a solid, they have solid foundations, okay, in those technical fields. Okay, otherwise you will be learning very superficial knowledge, okay, on AI. Paris is also one of the largest digital and technological ecosystems in Europe. As I said, the French government has announced a massive investment plan for AI in France. So right now we are building data centers. We are building more mines which extract, rare earth in order to produce, those data centers. We also have a massive investment plan to attract investments in AI in France. And many companies in Paris offer positions in English, okay, if you do not speak French. But we also offer French classes, okay, for those who come here. And if you learn French, then you will be a very highly demanded profile, independently of the position that you search for. Okay, so in terms of the career opportunities, you can become a chief digital officer, a chief data officer, an AI. You can work in AI consulting and digital consulting. You can be a digital product owner. You can also be a digital marketing, work in digital marketing, sorry, and work in any digitalized positions across all functions in companies. Okay, whether you work in HR, logistics, marketing, sales, administration, you will be able to work in all those functions, simply because independently of the functions you work in, okay, HR, logistics, marketing, sales, whatever, the basic functioning of AI is exactly the same. Okay, so if you deploy AI in your organization, the way you deploy it is exactly the same across all those functions. So you can actually have access to all those functions if you want. Okay, there's no restrictions. So as a conclusion, before I conclude, as a conclusion, uh, some of the questions that I usually get is that, if I do not have a technical profile, um, is this program really suitable for me? You have to know that in our current cohort, we have students who have zero technical profile, okay, technical background, and they are very successful in the program. Okay. So you don't need to have those technical skills, but you need to have high motivations. If you have if you're highly motivated, it's our job, okay, to train you in AI, okay, in those technical courses. So we will help you pass those courses if you have motivations. Okay, this is really the most important part. Okay, the second question that I usually get is that uh, are we training data scientists? No, if you want to be a data scientist, you should be looking for another program. Okay, you should go to an engineering school and be trained as a data scientist over there, because it's not the job of a manager to do data scientists. So data science should be done by data scientists, and management of AI should be done by managers. So what we're training here is managers, okay, uh, who are capable of managing AI and to understand the nature of the work of data scientists. Okay, and that's why we have this course on data science. It's so that managers, you can understand the nature of the job of the data scientist. We are not training data scientists. Okay, this is a proper role, proper position that is trained in engineering schools. So that's it for me. It's 2:30 exactly, and I think that I had 30 minutes to present to do my presentation. So I'm very happy to answer any questions that you might have, and Ali also here will be answering questions that are more administrative in terms of admissions and maybe coming to friends.
Well, thank you, Professor. I will talk more about school, also about the admission process, which I know a lot of you would like to know about. So my name is Ali. I work at ESSCA as international recruiter, and I'm also based on Lyon campus. And today I'm going to talk a bit about the school, about ESSCA, about the history of ESSCA, but also about the admission process and other questions you may have about admission, scholarship, and more. So to start the presentation, first we talk briefly about ESSCA, why choosing ESSCA. So ESSCA was founded in 1909. So school has more than a century of experience. ESSCA is also recognized in France, also internationally. We have the triple international accreditations, which only 1% of business schools in the world they have this position. Also, our master in management program was recognized and listed among top 100 programs by Financial Times. Talking about the ranking, we also offer undergraduate programs, and for example, for the post high school business school in France, SCO is ranked number 1 by Le Parisien étudiant. These are some figures about ESSCA. So we have all programs all together. We have around 7,000 students. They are coming from different countries, more than 50 different countries. And we have partnership with 2,500 different companies. So these are just some key point in history of ESSCA about opening different campuses. As Professor mentioned, we had different campuses in Shanghai, in Budapest, Luxembourg, and Malaga, as you can see here. And talking about the programs, so we have undergraduate program, master programs, and of course the Master of Science programs, which they are the last year of master studies in the French educational system, and of course the executive education as well. So talking about the student experience at ESSCA, we offer different possibilities for students. The student will have access to different student associations, which are focused on activities, humanitarian activities, sport activities, and they can spend time with other colleagues and other students. We also have alumni network, and some of them they have like this association in different countries, and yeah, the student support as well for visa, for accommodation are provided. The employability of ESSCA students are high as well. So more than 90% of students who graduate with the visual program, they will find a job within 3 months of graduation. And I can see some of the companies that we have a partnership with. Also, as Professor mentioned, we have the action-oriented pedagogical approach because, well, it is important that the student also familiar themselves with the real-life challenges, the projects that will be in their companies, in their jobs later. So it is important that they have also understanding of what is expected from them in their career. So talking about the master programs in general, we have a master in management program in 2 years. Also one program which is dedicated to students with background in engineering and science, and the master of science programs that we talked more about today. Uh, Also, regarding the career development, there are different possibilities for students. We have different workshops to prepare students for their internship interviews or job interviews, how to prepare themselves for these interviews, how to prepare their pitch, their CV, the cover letter, where to find these opportunities. So all of this are possible. They can also reach out to their professors to ask further questions to see like for specific positions, maybe where they can find these job opportunities, which companies. So it's possible for students to benefit from these possibilities. You can also have a look at our alumni testimonial. We have them on our YouTube channel, but also on our website. Also, for different programs, we organize events for students. Some of them are more fun events. Some of them are like a company visit as well. So different possibilities available for ESSCA students. So let's talk about the application part. So to apply for the Master in Management program, require a minimum of 3 years of studies and B2 level of English. Sorry, and when students they want to apply for the Master of Science program, require either 4 years of studies. For example, if they have like a BBA for 4 years or If they already studied the master in their country or another institution, they can apply. If they're professionals, they have like years of experience, it's okay to apply with the 3 years of studies. So they can, if they have 3 years of bachelor studies plus minimum 3 years of professional work experience after graduation, they can also join directly this program. If it is not the case, the students, if they just graduating their bachelor's, they do not have like 3 years of work experience, they can still join the Master of Science program. However, the study period will be 1 year longer, and they could apply for the double degree program. So how they can apply? The entire application process is online. The student can visit our website to start their application online and provide the documents that is listed here. And after that, they will submit the application, pay the application fee, and then my colleagues in the admissions office, they will evaluate the file. If everything was okay, the student will have the admission interview. After that, in 7 business day, let's say, the student will have the result of the admission. I know that sometimes students are also asking about the scholarship and financial opportunities for supporting their studies. So we offer a partial scholarship to students. The number of these partial scholarship are limited, so fortunately, not all the students will have it. But based on different criteria, this partial scholarship will be awarded to some students, and it could be up to 20% of the tuition fee for the first year of studies. Thank you for your attention, and I think now we can answer questions that our attendees had.
Yes, indeed. Thank you both already for these great insights into this program. And yeah, I've already seen some questions coming in, so that's great to see. Also, just to remind everyone, thank you for your feedback through the polls. I will be opening up a poll right now. Last one, just to know a bit if you're still missing some information that you'd like to hear about. So let us know through the poll as well. And by the way, for people watching the recording, I know a lot of people do these days. You can also still participate in both the polling as well as writing your questions. We can, of course, not answer the questions live then, but we will be sending through to the staff of ESSCA. So just to highlight that. Let's go to the questions. So let's see, we have, well, Risha, I guess your question has been answered because you asked about more details about the program and future prospects. If you'd like to know something specifically, let us know. Maria asked, does the program offer possibilities for practical work? I think that was highlighted as well, but do you maybe want to say something?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, some aspects of the programs cannot be practical at all because you need to acquire those foundational and fundamental knowledge. So regarding machine learning, for example, so there is a more theory part in which you learn about the techniques in machine learning and also the technical aspects of machine learning, but then you will also have a practical part in which you are going to train models. Okay, so most of the courses are designed like this. Okay, you have a less practical part in which you will acquire the necessary knowledge in order to practice. Okay, because you cannot practice without the basic knowledge. All right. So, but in the end, all the assignments that we give to the students within those courses, they're all highly practical. Okay, there's no theoretical practical work. There's a very important question from David here, which is a technical background needed? So I answered this already.
Yeah.
I think that this could be perceived as a big challenge for students who have not studied any any technical fields like sciences, okay, before they get in. But the truth is that I think 20% to 30% of our students do not have any technical background at all. They don't even like math. But because they're highly motivated, they have passed all the courses in the program without any issue. Okay, and we're going to help you do this. Okay, we're going to help you learn, acquire those skills, and pass those courses. So, not having a technical background will not jeopardize your success in the program at all. Okay, it's actually even better because you can actually acquire very new skills if you don't have any technical background.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for answering that. Indeed, that was a question that came up, and I think very good for everyone to know. Next question we have from Fabian, if I said it right. Is it possible to study online or hybrid? Yeah, that's the main question first.
Well, I can answer to the online part, and then I guess Ali will take over the cost of study and the possibility to pay monthly.
Exactly.
It's an on-site program, so you can only study in Paris. So it's not possible to study online.
Okay,
Ali,
thank
will
you.
take over the.
And there was a second
Yeah,
part
thank
indeed
you.
about the cost of study and the possibility to pay monthly.
Yeah, sure. So regarding the tuition fee for the program, the tuition fee for the Master of Science program are 18,400 euros. So as we talked about it, sometimes the student could have a partial scholarship, which could cover part of the scholarship, the tuition fee up to 20%. So this could be possible for students to have it. Talking about the payment method, the student could pay in 3 installments. First one will be to confirm the enrollment. If they were admitted, they will have the admission letter and also the opportunity to think about it if they want to continue their studies at ESSCA or they consider other programs. So if they decided to confirm the enrollment, they will pay a down payment, which is 30% of the tuition fee. The rest of the tuition fee could be paid in 2 installments, one in September, and the second one will be in January next year.
Okay, great. I hope that answered the question. I'm seeing the thumbs up, so I guess that's a yes. Thank you. Next question we got from Rishi. How to apply for the scholarship?
Well, regarding
I
this
think it's
partial
yeah. Go ahead.
scholarship, thank you. So to apply for the partial scholarship, you do not need to open a separate application, just the same application that you open for this program. At the end of it, you can mention that, yes, I am interested in partial scholarship, and you could briefly talk about why this partial scholarship is important for you and how it can help you to achieve your personal, professional goals. So no further application for partial scholarship, just in the same application, they briefly explain why they're interested in this option.
Okay. Yeah, so I just put a link on the screen that you can see flying at the left bottom. So that's where you can click on to come to the website where you see all the program information. There is an apply button as well, and yeah, that's where you can be directed to. So if you click on it, it opens, and you at your own pace, you can then watch it and look at that after the webinar. Good. I think there was another question. Yes. Lutrim was wondering, maybe a more general one, but is it productivity gains bad in the long run as it creates a bigger gap between rich and the jobs and the ones without?
Well, that's a very philosophical question, but if you look at the history of technological progress, I mean, all the technologies that we have invented, I mean, starting from the printing press to the internet and then social media, all those all those technologies have allowed us to gain productivity and sometimes massively with robots, for example, robotics, cars, airplanes. So in the long run, it's always beneficial because we learn how to use those technologies to our advantage. But in the short term, it might create some of the social inequalities that you talk about. For example, the gap between rich and poor. But if you look at the specific example of the internet, which was invented around in around, let's say, 1999 to 2001, okay, during this period, obviously it created a big gap because all those dot-com billionaires became extremely rich. But that doesn't mean that we others get poorer, because if you look at the state of the world today, I think in general global wealth has increased. Okay, so you have those billionaires who have become extremely rich, but generally all the people have become also rich, and not rich, but have a comfortable life. Okay, so this general increase in wealth is mostly due to technological progress. Okay, and AI being a massive technological progress, in the short term, it will create some inequalities between some who will become wealthier very quickly, and those who will lag behind because they do not have the AI skills. So they will lag behind because their wages will go a little bit slower than those who have AI skills. So that's why getting training in AI skills right now is an absolutely important thing to do if you are young and if you're looking for master's degree. Um, so this is a really important question, because we are currently living a very important momentum right now in the world, with a lot of disruptions, like I said, and AI is one of the major ones. So if you as a younger graduate, it's going to be very difficult for you to pass by these technological progress.
Great. Thank you for that answer. I think that sums it up pretty good, also for the program. And that was the last question I've seen coming in from the audience. So if there's still a question from anyone, let us know. Again, if you're watching the recording, you can also still write your question. We'll send it through to the staff. I actually did ask a question to the audience, and that was in the polling. What kind of information they're still looking for, and the top one, that one was housing. So maybe something that I don't know, you can touch upon briefly to say something about
Yeah, sure.
housing.
So regarding the housing, the student for this program, well, not just this program, considering the number of students that we have, we cannot provide the housing offer exactly for all the students who are studying at ESSCA. However, when the students they confirm the enrollment, they will have access to our international desk. In this platform, they will have information on different topics. For example, on insurance in France, also about like housing, visa, opening bank account, etc. So in the part about housing, they will have access to different information. For example, which neighborhoods are better for students. What are the main points to consider when you are looking for accommodation? The list of reputable dormitories available in Paris region, for example. Also, the student will have like access to group when they could find flatmates if they wish. So there are these possibilities for students. Sorry.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for the answers. I hope that answered the question. I already see merci coming in. On the screen, you see the number and the email. So if you have any further questions or want to reach out, you can do that. And yeah, I think with that, slowly we can round off the session. Um, I hope it's been useful for everyone. Just want to make sure I've not missed any question. No, it seems all have been answered. Great. Well, I have a last question then for everyone, and that's to see how we did. And I'll put it right away now on the screen. How well do you feel the session was? Let us know. Did you miss anything? Or yeah, otherwise let us know in the chat, of course, as well. So thank you for your feedback there, and of course from your participation. We had a lot of people join in this session. I saw people from all over the world, pretty much. I saw Spain, Malta, US, Germany, Nigeria, Croatia, just to mention some, Macedonia. So there's a lot of people from different countries, and maybe you'll be classmates next year. Next year, who knows? So having said that, from my side, thanks everyone for having joined. And maybe a last word over to one of you, to maybe Jan, to close off the session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for joining us today, and hope that you're convinced that AI is going to play a very important role in the future of the world. And as a young graduates soon, I hope that you will train in this amazing technology, and it will help you with your career and with many other aspects of your life also. So I hope that we can convince you with that. So please, try to reach out to Ali if you have more questions, or you can reach out directly to me. You can find my email quite easily on the website of the school. So, if you want to discuss a little bit more about AI and the program, you can write me directly. Thank you so much for today. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Have a
Bye.
nice
Thank you,
day.
guys.
Bye bye.